Hello and welcome, RCSchim in the hangar. Today we will unbox and build Ender 3 version 3. Not the KE, the black one, but the new shiny silver one, which has a lot of the features from the K1 and K1 Max, like the screen, and also which is a first bed slinger from Creality that features the Core X set. And you will see later on what advantage this will bring you. Overall, it looks a lot better. Sleeker, better design, it prints faster, it's not that much more expensive. As you see, they go crazy with their pricing. So for as little as $150 you can get the SE, which is a non-clipper printer. All 5 other printers here have the clipper on it. Top left are the Ender 3 version 3 and the KE. On the bottom row you see there's also a plus version of the Ender 3 V3, a larger one, 30 by 30, which is similar to the K1MAXEU, which is also a large printer. And the normal little enclosed K1 is really cheap, like $377 now. All with their coupon codes that you see there. Yeah, and by the way, if you really buy a 3D printer of Geekbuying, please consider to use my affiliate link. It helps my channel. And before I forget it, the usual disclaimer. Geekbuying sent me the Ender 3 version 3 for this review. I gotta keep it. They don't have any influence, nor has Creality on my videos. I can upload them freely and you get my own opinion. No bullshit here. I show you a lot of example prints, an alternative to their side spool mount. Yeah. And once again, as with all my Creality printers, I liberate them and install the open source Moonraker Clipper edition to have full Orca support and all the nice features. I hope you enjoy my review. These are the unboxed components: the gantry, the base, the PIY sheet, box of grease, USB stick, little tools, side cutter, power cable, cables here, spool assembly thing, filament sample, PTFE tube, instructions, screen, and the screen is the same as on the K1 Max. Fairly easy and quick to complete this printer. It took only 20 or 30 minutes to get to this stage. Once again, the input shaker, and you don't even see it. Sounds like it will explode soon. Also the bed slinger portion does the input shaping. Ooh, and this shakes the whole table. So while he's doing his calibration, I'm already designing the cam mount. Mounted here on those screws. I should have checked this USB stick. Maybe they have a nice cam mount. But yeah, forward cam. So, signed it and printed on the K1 Max over there. Should be a 30 minutes job. Now the last part is the auto leveling. Once again with a load cell, this corner. And now I will do a 5x5. Pretty fast between the moves. And of course, after the lengthy calibration run, it finds a new version. It should do the version checking prior to input shaper and everything, but yeah, just hit download to get the newest software available so we don't run into issues that are already solved. I found their instruction video and glad I viewed it because I didn't see this in their manual. 2 more screws on the bottom to be screwed in. The manual is nice, but it's a bit cluttered. They chose a new password for the root information. The user is root and the password is Creality_Ender3v3. And version 1.2.1.13 is the most current up to now, which is May 26th. I will just use my K1 Max videos instruction on installing Open Clipper version. The helper script worked. If I can just run the script as well, which I should be able to. I do this one-handed. Yeah, that looks phenomenal. I will repeat the steps like I did in my K1 Max, so I recommend you watch my K1 Max video. I will not repeat all the detailed steps here once again, but that looks promising. And while this is installing Moonraker already, I didn't even print my first print. Here on the K1 Max, we already have a nice cam mount. That's the way 3D printing should work, without failures. And I'm ready to install this. Of course, you will find this in the description of my video. Kinda blown away by how easy this all worked. So now I have mainsail over here. Ye home cam works. This is a $20 cam with a little mount here. It's quite nice. If you want to angle it, you just heat it up here and bend it a little. It looks quite good. It's not fluid, it's mainsail, but it's the fault of this cam. So that's actually a first. I've never routed and installed mainsail on a printer before, even doing a benchy. Excessive extrusion. So they increased the setting here a bit, but it works. With the first benchy, directly over Orca, over upload and print. Says completed. Yeah, amazing. And he's homing the axis, which is going all the way up, then going down. Small, we're getting a set offset probe. Yeah, it's going to 220 degrees, which he will reach in about 5 seconds. Getting a nice perch line. And looks nice. I intentionally used quite standard settings in the Orca slicer profile for this benchy, so it will only be a 32 minutes benchy, not the fastest, but that's how I would print normal parts as well, so I don't see it necessary to print out the fastest benchy. I want to have it with my stock settings and have decent quality. Ah, that's what I meant. Yeah, that looks damn fast. And it looks like he can keep up this speed quite well. The print head looks solid and lightweight in a way. Let's give it an overview. It doesn't look like it's struggling when printing fast. The new nozzle, the unicorn nozzle, seem to work quite fine. How many time lapses of a benchy do you need in your life to give you my impressions while this thing prints? It shakes quite a bit, so that's and also the filament spool. First it moves nicely. This looks quite capable. Totally at home at those speeds. Could hopefully be no wear on this. And this whole cable situation, yeah, it looks a bit odd maybe, but I actually like the design of the filament spool low, not high, because then I can maybe place it in the shelves over there without taking up too much vertical space, like on its older sibling here. While it's printing, I checked the height map and I see it's like a range of only 0.37 millimeters from highest to lowest point. That's fine for me. And there it is, finished after 37. Okay, oh, it's actually the first thing I take off this plate. It came off easily. But after the print job, it makes this whiny sound. It's not from this, so I would need to turn off the socket. Check out this benchy, but it really looks decent. Minor bit of stringing inside there. I have zero complaints about the quality. Looks really nice. The slightly older but very popular Ender 3 version 3 KE Clipper Edition. Top spool and side display upgraded to Moonraker and Open Clipper. Same here. I gave both the same job, being this Autodesk FDM printer test. The newer model said around 1 hour 38. The older 1 hour 52 or something like this. About the display, the old display wasn't bad in this orientation. This is the new that you also have on the K1, widescreen versus portrait mode screen, but similar contents. Usually I would run this bed slinger with slower speeds, but now I have the default settings that Creality uses in Orca. I started this a bit later. If I want the more fluid image of this camera, I use the Ye Home app. Okay, and with this, I will let them do their thing here. The KE is in fast mode now with the second layer. What do you think in terms of look and feel? The new one looks way cleaner and smoother, doesn't it? Minus the weird side spool optics. But if you plan to have a filament dry box stored somewhere. Maybe it looks better then. By the way, let me know in the comments, do you guys use filament dry boxes? Normally I have my filaments down there, not very airtight, but with a lot of those little silica bags. I throw them just in to the tray and keep them as closed as possible. Or I could also use one of those plastic boxes. And something about these two print heads, this one under high speed looks a bit more solid because of the optics, or I don't know what. This looks a bit more bulky. This to me looks like precision. Maybe that's just optics. Would I upgrade if I already have this? I don't know. I don't think that jumping from here to here is a lot of quality or speed difference. If you don't have a small bed slinger yet, look for something cheap and just working. I'd get this. Or if you have the money, check out the Bamboo Lab A1. Maybe. Back after 1 hour, we're done 65%. It also looks good. And the old Ender 3. While watching those slow-mos closely, I saw that the Z-top, like the vertical, the Z-axis, actually really jumps on the silver head model. You see it almost bounces up and down a bit when jumping from one tower to the other. Whereas on the older model, the black one here, you see that it slower moves up and down. Because the stepper motor here on the newer is this Core XZ version, which can move really fast up and down. I think that's the main advantage here. This looks very accurate now, and I'm curious see if some stringing will be introduced in the higher peaks of this. There is some stringing down there, and this one is already a bit faster than this one. The old Ender 3 looks similar good. In 1 hour 40 this is finished. Some kind of stringing at the top end there. Those are the extreme overhangs. Here it's better. Ridges are fine. It's not bad at all. A wedding cake. Ender 3 V3 KE finished its job like 10 minutes later, even though he started 2 minutes earlier. And there's a bit more stringing on these spikes up there. And those first ones pop up easy. This one also. And okay. It's a bit harder to get it out like on the normal V3, and the last one will not come out for sure. Okay, so accuracy seems to be similar. Let's put them side by side. It looks pretty similar if you look at the layer. The overhangs are similar. This one is even better. Yeah. So this is the normal Ender 3 V3 and this is the KE. Here the overhang looks a bit worse. So, but this is also a bit faster. Can't help, but this is a bit too much extrusion in the filament change extrude process. So maybe we can set this up to waste less material than this. When I want to retract, you prepare some extrusion, then retracts, then you unlock the pin, and then you can just tear it out. If everything works as expected. Yeah. With this solution and try to feed the black one in again until you have a hard resistance, then you lock it again, go to extrude and waste a few more grams but have a working print all the time. Of course you also install this anti-tangle clamp. See once again. We are heated up. It would be enough now because it's already black, but he weighs like 5 grams more. Anyhow, we can start a print now. Set up the time lapse here, and that's a bit of a cursed model it seems. In my first attempt, the spool got stuck. We'll see if this Millenium Falcon will stay in place. It's a good endurance test. 12 hours print. print job in the morning. It looks proper. Look at that Millenium Falcon. That's why I'm a bit concerned, but in the worst case I would use a needle to suspend it. But yeah, 14 hours print job. I'm not sure is this in the model or not. Those holes here. There is some ghosting if you look really closely. Also here, but I ran it at 300 mils. 200 for the outer walls and 300 for the inner. Man, the details on the Millenium Falcon look sick. It cooled down. It could actually, yeah. It came loose. Just have to carefully get rid of the torn cables. But it could work this way. This little satellite dish here, which is an overhang because it's printed that way. All those little details up there look nice. It fell apart there a bit. Or maybe it's intentional, I guess. But it's looking decent. It's right there in the front compartment. Ooh. In terms of stringing, other than the intentional strings, the unintentional strings are minimal. It looks gorgeous, doesn't it? Okay, this is proper print farm madness going on. I want to print 4 of those 9 centimeter high feet. And I don't want to wait forever. So I print this on the new V3. Highest speed settings according to for all of my printers. It looks like it works. I mean, it's an easy part, but yeah, that's this. And 1.5 or 2 centimeters already done. The V3KE ran at max speeds, ran into his speed limits, but yeah, let's see how he copes with this job. And then, yeah, the K1MAXEU just started. I could have easily printed all 4 at once on one of those printers, but then wait much longer. KE-MAX. Here unfortunately in grey, other 2 are in white. And also on the good old Flash Forge, which I normally just take for quality prints. Here in black PLA, I don't care for the colors. And this will take around 2 hours per, this is only 1 hour 45 expected. So, for what do I need the 4 feet? For the X tool, I will screw in around 9 centimeter block. You can download those STL files if you want it, but this will also be part of my X tool review coming up soon. Or it was already published before this printer review, I don't know. Now that's nice, coming back to my print farm and seeing that number 1 finished. I really hope that this design works, that I did. I didn't test it. Here I had to change filament, but it's okay. I wanted to just use all of this cheap white and the K1MAXEU, of course, Black Pro, and also dark little Flash Forge. Nice. V3, the V3KE. That's the K1MAXEU with the gray showing the visual artifacts in the Z axis the best, and the Flash Forge, which in my experience has the best print quality. Around 2 hours print for those 4 parts. Saved me $200. These PLA blocks with only 10% infill are more than rigid enough. I even used the rubber feet. They are not screwed in, they sit tight in there and kind of a vibration damped. The filament situation. This is where the filament comes from underneath the printer, where it exits the filament dry box. I'm curious to see if this works. It would be a nicer solution than this side spool holder that I'm not so happy with. Also this, like for very brittle filament, this for sure will break. If you print it too fast, you can get these signs of under extrusion, which will result in an inferior part chest. That's about right, that's 50 to 100 millimeters. I think the speeds are still too fast for TPU because I get massive stringing here, but I also forgot to enable the avoid crossing walls option in the slicer. It makes a detour to only move inside the walls, so you get no stringing when it moves from one tower to the other. But anyways, you can cut this away with a scissor or side cutter. Let's see how this finishes. Mit besserem Licht kann man es noch nicht gescheit zeigen. Tja. So there's a lot of blobs and strings going on where they shouldn't. But I will keep printing this and cut it away. I hope this doesn't become an issue there. You see the blob. Why is this growing so high? I like the lit Creality logo and how he works his stuff there in the corner. Okay, so that's it for today's video. Thanks a lot for watching all the way up until to the end. Hope you learned something today. It's an awesome product. As I said, if you want to buy one of those Creality printers or any printers at all at Geek Buying, please remember to use my affiliate link. Thanks a lot. See you next time. Bye for now.